Today, we will cover the top three existential mistakes business owners commit when redomesticating their existing LLC or corporation out of the empire state to greener pastures. But first, a brief introduction. My name is Chad Cummings, and I am an attorney and certified public accountant serving clients in matters of business, tax, and commercial law throughout the states of Florida and Texas. I am Chief Executive Officer of the multi-state, multi-attorney law firm Cummings and Cummings Law. And in addition to my day job, I also teach business and tax law at the university level. I hold 4 degrees, including 2 law degrees, together with a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in taxation, in addition to 11 professional licenses and certifications covering tax, audit, and of course, the law. My firm website is www.cummings.law. New York business owners are fleeing the crumbling empire state in a stampede, clawing their way out of its vice like taxes, rampant crime levels, and suffocating regulations that seriously discourage growth while bleeding profits dry. States like Florida and Texas stand out as beacons of opportunity with their zero state income taxes at the personal level, thriving economies, and pro business orientations that promise a fresh start. But in this frantic rush to relocate, a sinister peril awaits. Handling redomestication or conversion filings yourself without an attorney's ironclad review can bankrupt your business and, in certain cases, even lead to personal bankruptcy. And if you think I am exaggerating, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride for the next few minutes. This reckless gamble doesn't just invite trouble. Rather, it summons a perfect storm of federal tax Armageddon, state sanctioned penalties, and existential threats to your livelihood that could obliterate your company in ways you never even imagined. In this brief presentation, we will cover the top 3 fatal mistakes that turn dreams of escape into unrelenting nightmares. Mistake number 1, falling for the deceptive simplicity of Secretary of State template forms. You spot these online forms for articles of conversion, domestication, incorporation, or organization on the Secretary of State website, seemingly straightforward boxes for your name, address, and entity type, and think, oh, how hard can this be? But these are venomous traps stripped bare of the absolutely required attachments that make your move legitimate in the eyes of the law and the IRS, which we will come to in just a moment, including, among other things, a plan of conversion, unanimous written consents, board meeting minutes, or critical tax clearance clauses. Without them, your filing might slither through unchecked, but you are left in legal limbo. New York entities routinely botch the handoff from the New York Department of State, triggering silent rejections that fester. In Florida and Texas, hidden mandates like shadowy franchise tax disclosures or unforgiving conversion statutes lurk in the shadows, ready to pounce on the unsuspecting. Attempt this solo without the guidance and expertise of an experienced redomestication attorney, and you are not relocating. You are instead inviting a cascade of failure that could unravel everything, leaving you paralyzed in legal no man's land, haunted by the doubt of whether your business even exists anymore. Mistake number 2, igniting federal tax nightmares that devour your future. The IRS lurks like a predator, eager to classify your bungled DIY business relocation as a deemed liquidation event. For New York Subchapter S entities bolting to Florida or Texas, one slip in the paperwork compounds into punishing capital gains taxes on every asset, a forced EIN termination that erases your tax legacy and business history, and voids contracts in a heartbeat. You heard that right. Your contracts will no longer exist if you mess this up. Good luck renegotiating them on favorable terms. New York's predatory tax machine amplifies the horror. Muff the final returns or election forms, and you're ensnared in a web of endless penalties, soul crushing audits that drag on for eternity and liens on your business and personal assets in some cases that decimate your cash flow. These invisible landmines buried deep in state statutes and the Federal Internal Revenue Code have reduced countless escapees to ruins, their hopeful migrations twisted into financial wastelands. Rely on generic online templates. You're doing yourself a serious disservice because they fuel the fire, blind to the multi state tax abyss that will swallow your business whole, breeding paralyzing fear that one wrong move could bankrupt you overnight. Again, no exaggeration. I've seen it happen with no escape from their relentless pursuit. Mistake number 3, unleashing state penalties and maximizing your liability exposure, which of course is a bad thing. Submit anything incomplete or misleading, and you are teetering on the edge of a felony conviction. Yes, you heard that right. Florida, for example, treats false statements made to the Department of State in filings as a third-degree felony. And in Texas, similarly, those are considered state jail felonies. If you make a mistake in exiting the Empire State and inadvertently trigger dissolution, you will be shredding your liability armor, contracts, and flinging personal assets into into the jaws, that was a Freudian slip, of creditors. And of course, that's something you want to avoid. If you dare to operate in your new state without qualification via redomestication or otherwise, those invisible fines will accrue like poison month after merciless month while stripping your right to enforce contracts or shield your business. AI whisperers and AI users, beware. ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini provide catastrophically incomplete advice. These are like sirens luring you to doom, skipping New York's arcane wind down procedures that could curse your business indefinitely. The rejections pile up for the pettiest errors, glaring mismatches, forgotten fees, or overlooked nuances that you will not find on their website, thrusting you into a torturous limbo of dual taxation from the Empire State's vengeful grasp, with cleanup costs spiraling into oblivion far beyond what prevention would have demanded. Now, in this chaotic New York exodus, seduced by the allure of tax salvation and at least what is perceived to be boundless opportunity, don't let impulsive DIY filings morph your triumph into a harrowing ordeal. Without an experienced attorney in your destination state to pay attention to all of those details, you are not just risking mistakes, you are courting annihilation, and that is no embellishment. The terror is real, the shadows deep, and the stakes high. Proceed without competent legal counsel, and the uncertainty might consume you entirely. And by the way, you can't just work with a CPA on this. You've got to work with an attorney. The unauthorized practice of law is a felony in many states. And unfortunately, I've been involved with a number of matters where individuals worked with unqualified individuals, and in more than one case actually lost their livelihood. And certainly that's something we hate to see happen, not to mention the cleanup costs regularly exceed the costs of hiring an attorney by 10 times over or more. If you have questions regarding redomesticating your existing New York corporation or LLC out of the Empire State, please use the link in the description below for more information on the process and to schedule time for us to speak about your specific situation. Again, my name is Chad Cummings, and I hope that you found this information helpful. As always, the information in this presentation is general in nature and is not legal advice, because legal advice, by definition, must be specific to a particular set of facts and circumstances. Should you have any questions regarding this information or the content of any of my earlier presentations on this important and timely topic, please visit my firm website at www.cummings.law to schedule time for a consultation. I look forward to the opportunity to speak with and perhaps even work with you very soon.